Supreme Oud, she was good. However, Supreme Leather, can this live up to be the 2 for 2 for Ralphie in the Supreme line? Let's find out. What's going on, YouTube fragrance family? Welcome to another Robes 08 fragrance review. Today I'm going to put my nose on the house of Ralph Lauren and a scent from their Supreme line, and this one, a leather-based one. So how bad can it be? Supreme Leather, let's get into it. Supreme Leather hit the shelves in 2015. Bottle size is what you see here, the 4.2 ounce bottle. Concentration is eau de parfum. It is part of the Supreme line, which now includes Supreme Cashmere. And pricing, as far as retail goes, Supreme Leather is pretty pricey. You're looking above, a little bit above $100, 125 USD. Obviously, now with these Polo Supremes, the best way of purchasing these is, of course, waiting a few years and they hit discounters. Before I get into the meat and potatoes, I do want to thank my partner, FragranceX.com, for Supreme Leather. You can find Supreme Oud and Supreme Leather on FragranceX.com. Utilize my code ROBES08. You get sweet 15% off on that fragrance. I know that they also have a Supreme Cashmere, which is the newest one, not in stock as I'm shooting this video today. But you can always put in your email and they can send you a quick reminder once it is back in stock. Now let's take a look at the nose behind Supreme Leather. It is none other than Carlos Benim, the original nose under the original Polo green bottle, one of the best sellers in the men's game for Ralph Lauren. Of course, also constructed Supreme Oud, which I like that they brought them back also for this one right here, Supreme Leather. So now let's get under the hood of the fragrance. Let's take a look at the notes. In the introduction, we have cardamom, which is, of course, a really popular note right now in our fragrance game, especially in the designer game. We also have nutmeg, so there's going to be some good spice here. In the mid, talking about spice, let's take a look at saffron and, of course, leather. And in the base, we have tonka bean and honey, so some sweetness here. So major notes to my nose, we have nutmeg, leather, and tonka. Group, this is a leather-based fragrance. How many sprays and where? My application, fairly straightforward. One on the chest, two on the neck, which is one on each side here, and of course two on the arms. So I have my inner elbows that are open, so I'm going to spray that. 5 sprays, and I am set. Now let's dissect this sucker. I'm going to do an extra spray here on the back of my hand, just to remind me of this introduction, even though I sprayed myself like a goof. So let's see. And the first thing that hits my nose, Supreme Leather doesn't start off leathery. There's a little bit of suede-like leather here, but it's not starting off leathery at all. It's more about the spices in this fragrance, the spicy aspects, mostly the nutmeg. You're getting some of the sweetness too in here from the honey and the tonka bean. Slowly, this fragrance starts morphing into more of a leather-based scent. So slowly, the leather starts introducing itself in the mix. But the leather itself, not rough and tumble. You're not going to get any smoke here. Sometimes leather-based fragrances kind of tippy-toe into the tobacco field too, kind of like a smoky fragrance. This is not it. It's more suede-like. It's more smooth. And it won't have much bark or any bite to it, really. It's very smooth. Now, once Supreme Leather shows all its facets in the opening, it feels very familiar. And that is one thing that, I don't know, I really liked Supreme Oud, and this one, it felt very super familiar, especially with the sweet aspects in this fragrance. With the suede-like leather, it made me think of a top seller in our fragrance game, of course, 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. It just reminds me of the suede-like that is utilized in that fragrance too. Obviously not the exact same fragrance, but it utilizes the same dimensions, and that's the thing. A lot of these brands piggyback on top sellers to make their own top seller. It's not exactly the same. Like when I say it smells like this, it's like some aspects of it. The major aspects of one scent smells like another scent. That's what I mean. They're not clones or anything like that. But that reminds me of the sweetness in 1 Million is very much, is very sweet. This one not as much. It's more about the spice than the sweetness, but you can see the sweetness in the suede-like leather. kind of remind me of the 1 million. Now, the use of Suderol, which is a synthetic leathery aroma chemical, gives the scent that suede-like leather, which will be throughout the scent. So it does stay throughout the scent from top to bottom. It does keep its paces to continue to push until the end. I mean, it really does. So that suede-like leather, if you really do like it in the introduction of this scent, you are going to get more of the same, more into the end of the scent. I felt the spices make this scent what it is throughout, as the nutmeg is primary, with the cardamom and the saffron helping that nutmeg. Even though I'm talking about a lot of spices, this scent is very smooth and actually very well balanced. So I don't want anybody to get really scared to try this. It's too spicy or anything like that. No, it really is well balanced, but the spices are your primary aspects. In the dry down of Supreme Leather, it doesn't move much, as the spices are still central with the leather or suede-like backing them with the backbone of the scent, with some of the sweetness peeking through with the honey and the tonka. I felt some powdery aspects in the dry down, so keep that in mind if you're not a fan of powdery scents. I'm not saying this is powdery at all. I'm just saying there is an aspect in here that could be powdery. So just keep that in mind. It's not a huge powdery scent. There's way more scents that are way more powdery than this, but it is a piece of the puzzle, so just keep that in mind. Overall, Supreme Leather, not much movement here. Not much of a leathery scent, more of a suede scent. The spices were more the star of the show than anything else. The sweetness and the suede were nothing new to me. It really felt super familiar. Overall, Supreme Leather isn't too supreme on the leather. It fits the modern take of a sweet, spicy suede scent, and it really is up to the user, you, to pick your poison, which kind of brand that you want. These brands are coming out with these type of fragrances, a lot of them, so nothing new here. Now let's take a look at recommended age. Any age, just because of the sweetness and the suede's not, the leather's not too big and bold. Oh, I can see this for teens. 100% teens. If you're looking for like a leathery scent, this can be for you teens, just because there's good enough of sweetness. The spice doesn't have too much bite to it. So I think teens and older. I really think this is, the age gap is everywhere with this one, any age. Fragrances, what does it remind me of? Again, I already it reminds me of 1 million and the countless different scents built on the same platform. It just feels like that. Best time to wear this fragrance? Well, nighttime, dates, casually. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. Jeans and a t-shirt is probably the best time to wear this at night, or just going to the pool hall, going to watch a movie, something like that. This is exactly what this is meant for. Seasons, mostly a fall-based fragrance. Again, spring nights, rainy days, great for that. Winter, summer nights too. So anything that has a little bit of coolness to the season, I think it would be great for it. Any heat, this thing doesn't do very well. Development, is this linear, average, or complex? More into the linear side of things. Like I said, it doesn't move much as far as the Richter scale goes. Work appropriate? Not really. School, yeah, it can be a signature scent for a teen, I think. Again, it depends on your work, but this is not something I would wear to work. A signature scent worthy? Could be. It really could. Now let's get into my rating system. Projection, 6 bottles out of 10. A little bit above average. It's not a beast in any way, shape, or form. And that goes to longevity, same thing, 6 bottles out of 10. Again, a little above average. You're getting 5 to 7 hours with this one. Don't expect 10 plus out of these Supreme Leather. Compliment factor, 7 bottles out of 10. Actually really good, a little above average. I did get some compliments with this one, and I did get noticed, and the people that did smell it did like it. So compliment factor is fairly not bad, a 7, a good. Uniqueness, that's where it takes a hit. I'm going to put it just average 5. It has some unique parts, don't get me wrong. I really like the blend of this. It smells good. But for somebody that has more than 5 bottles of cologne that they bought in the past 5 years, you probably have something that's already doing this type of stuff. So again, for the price, especially retail, $125, hell no. Hell no. Pricing versus what you get, I'm going to give it a 6 here. Good, but only at discounters rates. That's it. The $125, like I said, hell no. No. But if you knock that price down to half price, now it's more into, again, against the fragrances that it's going against. So a 6. I'm going to give it a 6. Versatility, it's fairly versatile. Not the most versatile scent in the game, but a 7. Smell, again, above average, a 7, a very good smell. Overall, Supreme leather, not my favorite. A solid release from Ralph Lauren. Again, comparing this to like something like this, again, this is what I expect from Ralph Lauren. That's crap. This is way better than that. So a solid 7. I'm going to give it a solid 7 here. Now for buy, try, or pass, this has to be smack dab in the middle of try. It really isn't bad enough to be a pass. It really isn't good enough, in my personal opinion, as a buy that you must get from the brand. Overall, Supreme leather passes and fails in regards to my review today. As a composition, it utilizes a familiar and a popular blend, which is slowly dying a slow death in our fragrance game. There's a lot of fragrances that are still getting released in regards to that mold. Armani Code Profumo is one that comes to mind. So there is still some that are selling and being released in this mold. However, it is starting to die a slow death. Is the leather supreme in this fragrance? No, there's no bite, there's no bark. Is the blend excellent? Yeah, it actually has a very good blend. Is it worth the retail pricing of over $100? Held to the no. I preferred the oud, and I still think this can be good, as you can tell with the rating of a 7. It's not a terrible rating, but it doesn't stand out. Honestly, I'm happy with this scent, but it's so close to so many recent releases that I don't think it's worth your time if you are depending on your journey. It's mostly a try instead of a pass because it has multiple redeeming qualities. So again, it's just a solid release from the house of Ralph Lauren on their Polo line. Please comment below on my review on Supreme leather, good, bad, and the ugly. I'd love to hear it all. And remember, a great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube.